First, live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
Well, everyone, I'm Greg Nibbler, and thank you again for joining us here today. We are streaming live on our website, on our apps, and of course on social media. So if you know that, you're on one of those platforms. So thanks for being a part of the show. And I do want to just again say how much I appreciate you being here, but we get to have some great conversations here on the show. And one of them is what we're going to be talking about right now. And it is, of course, Veterans Day coming up here. Well, celebrating today and tomorrow, really. And in honor of that, we have a veteran who's going to be joining us and talking about opportunities in cybersecurity. And actually, I'm just kind of excited to hear her story, too. So joining us right now, you've seen her here on the show before. We have Micki Boland from Checkpoint Software. Micki, thank you very much for being here. Security architect, is that the correct term for your title?
That's correct, Greg. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah, thanks for being here. It's a cool title. But let's talk about this. First off, thank you for your service, number one.
Thank you for my service. Thank you for my service.
And I know that's a theme. I was reading some of the stuff that you've written about this. That was a theme that you had, and I want to get into that. But I think for everybody who's watching, can we just talk about your history, in the service and your journey outside of that, into kind of how you got to where you are now?
Yeah, thanks for asking. So I actually had a long journey to where I am today, but I really started in the military in U.S. Army Information Systems Command, and it was a lot of training, a lot of electronics, a lot of information systems, technology. So in our detachment, we had air traffic controllers, people that did encryption. We had information systems and communication networks, which were, back then it's a whole different ballgame than it is today. But literally, it gave me quite a bit of edge for one, a discipline, working in high-powered teams, working to solve problems with like a shared experience and a common goal and mission. And it actually helped me prepare for a career. So I really went into being an IT analyst and doing quite a lot in expanding my career. Got a job at Sprint and was a field engineer and installer and business systems. And then at Kaiser Permanente as an IT analyst, and then Nortel Networks as a headquarters engineer, and then into cybersecurity, because hackers, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, hackers were still people that actually broke things and fixed things. So it's been a long career and a lot of fun and a lot of adventures, early stage internet and all of those great things. So I was very fortunate and blessed to have the opportunity to serve our country.
Well, and it sounds like you had some good experience there to bring that into it. And I know that's one of the themes of this too, is cybersecurity may not be something that a lot of veterans are thinking about as a potential career path. And I guess maybe speaking to veterans in general, what is it about that career path that you think is such a good fit for maybe multiple, for a lot of veterans?
Yeah, it's so important. I think that, if I talk to young, there's a whole spectrum of people with their military backgrounds and their careers, young people that are transitioning out of the armed forces today. They may not have been doing a high-tech job. They might be in infantry. They might have been in medical corps. But people are actually trying to find out, one, how do I transfer my skills that are not always translatable to, civilian careers? And then how do I get where I want to go? So we are definitely always recruiting more people to come into cybersecurity. There is so much job opportunity, and veterans have unique capabilities. One, being part of a high-powered team. Two, actually solving problems. And most of the people coming out of the military today, they've been in combat roles. They know how, this is life and death. They're protecting our nation. These are people that are in high-speed jobs, right? In the military, they come out, they need adventure. They need intrinsic, excitement, right? They need to be able to solve problems, help people. And I feel like those core skills, whether they've had any IT background or cybersecurity, really position them very well to a career in cybersecurity. And if you want to learn, you can never learn enough. That is right. For sure.
Yeah, certainly in that field. I would imagine it changes pretty much every day. You find out something new. And and talking about an opponent that's never going to quit too. Hackers and the bad actors out there, they're never going to quit.
That is absolutely correct. They are always on top of their game. They're innovative. Their dev cycle is very fast, and they're super agile. So the good guys on cybersecurity side have to, the defenders have to keep up and actually try to be as fast paced as the bad guys.
That makes a lot of sense now that I've heard you put it that way. Well, for veterans coming out, I mean, what is, say they don't have training specifically in the technology side of things or understanding that end of it, what are the opportunities that are out there for them to get the training to go into that field?
That's awesome. So first of all, if you can find a company like Checkpoint, we actually started an affinity organization for active duty military and veterans and allies of our military. So friends of the active veterans and or active duty and veterans. So like try to get in an organization that actually has an affinity group and actually cares about hiring, recruiting, hiring, and retaining new veterans and people transitioning out of active duty. So if you need training, I mean, most of the people coming out of military today, they have GI Bill so that they can go to school, they can take training classes, but there's tons of free training. So SANS actually has veteran cybersecurity training. You can apply and it's all based on, it's 100% funded. So if the person is accepted, then they get the training. I mean, SANS training is phenomenal. Totally prepare the person for any career in cybersecurity. There's one, I just want to make sure I get you the right exact name. So Federal Virtual Training, it's called FedVTE. This has like 850 hours of courses. It's free, 100% free for veterans. They can register as everything from beginning cybersecurity, basics to basically doing advanced troubleshooting, hacking, ethical hacking, and then doing information security within an organization. So it's very comprehensive. And again, if you have the time and you have the aptitude and the will, the motivation, that training is there for you and it's very, very good. There's a catalog that you can go out and look at the Fed VTE, so Victor Tango Echo, and go check that out. Also, if you just want to like start out in coding because you're a veteran, you're interested, and you think you can get into coding, and that would be a first step. There's a great organization called Vets Who Code, and they actually have veteran training programs that's free. It's a nonprofit organization, and you can actually learn Python, or I want to use Node.js. I want to do some coding. Where do I go? I want to do Go or like a Go Code, or I want to go like do Ruby on Rails. You can actually go and take their training, and those are some great resources. Also, if there's still time, if you have an idea and you're in cybersecurity in the military today, I think the Air Force and I believe it's the Air Force and the Navy, if you set your career in cybersecurity, you can stay in that career your whole time. But let's say you want to get out and go into civilian world. Take your top secret clearances and make sure that those are perishable. So get hired on with the company where they will support your clearance. And then also give you opportunities to excel within that organization. If you want to start your own company, there's veterans entrepreneurial resources. So there's a great resource that it's a kit. Basically, it's called militarytransition.org. And they actually have all kinds of resources for veterans who are entrepreneurs and want to start their own business, which is super powerful because you can actually get Fed jobs and Fed contracts as a veteran-owned business.
Wow, that's a lot of opportunities right there, and all of that training out, that's available as well. Something else that I noticed that you had mentioned is, or at least in the what I had read before, I don't think we talked about it here on the show yet, is that there are a lot of open positions in the world of cybersecurity right now that need to be filled, from what I understand. And veterans, it seems like, would be a good position to fill those. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, there are so many jobs there right now. I mean, people work so in industry within cybersecurity. So if you want to work for a cybersecurity company, there are so many jobs. I mean, we've got everything from sales to like advanced troubleshooting to ethical hacking, offensive security. If you want to be a security engineer, these jobs are open. So careers.checkpoint.com. And also for like any private sector, you can go out there and look for cybersecurity jobs. And I think that I want to convey one super important thing is the job may say, hey, you need like this, you need an advanced degree, you need all these years of experience. Go submit, tell how your military experiences align to that job, even if you don't have all of those skills, because organizations are actively looking for people that they may not have all the skills, but they have the aptitude and they have the capabilities and they'll develop that person. So I don't want you guys, I want the veterans to go after these jobs and just make sure that you align when you apply for the job in your resume, align the your job skills and your aptitude to the cybersecurity job requirements. There's tons of upside, tons.
And I think that's great that somebody can go after those positions, and still have the ability to learn and be able to be trained into what it is that's available there. I mean, that's great. I think that's maybe something that a lot of people don't know. What other advice would you have for a veteran out there right now?
We got your six, we got your back. So you need anything, reach out. There's tons of resources for veterans. Reach out to your friends, be in organizations. If you want cybersecurity, come talk to us. I will tell you, if you are a really good techie and a good coder, and you don't want to go to school and you don't want to do traditional and you want to make some money, look at bug bounty programs. There's tons of organizations. All the big tech is literally asking for independent security researchers and testers to go and test their software. So are there software bugs in there? Are there holes? Can they obfuscate the code? Can they get in there? And you can actually make a lot of money. So you can get on some of these bug bounty programs and just write your own ticket. It does require a lot of work, but all your skills will apply.
Wow, this is such a wealth of information for everybody out there. Micki, what else, anything else that you think people should know, or where can they go to just follow up on all of these things that you just said? Is there any specific site they can go to?
Yeah, I think I mentioned a couple, but I love so I'll just the SANS, go to SANS Cyber Academy for vet success. That's one. NIST has Cyber Warrior veterans. Some of the other ones I talked about was military.com. There's translating your military skills into civilian workforce. And then that Fed VTE, awesome for getting some free training. And then if you want to look at Vets Who Code, I'm on LinkedIn. You can link in and get involved and never feel like your skills don't translate. You have some of the best, working under pressure in combat situations, teaming, solving problems creatively, commanding, leading troops and leading people in very critical missions. These things are so important to us in the workforce, and don't ever discount your training and your expertise.
Micki, thank you very much for joining us here today and to share this clearly a wealth of information that you have about this, and to help out some other veterans out there and let them know about some of these opportunities and career paths and ways that they can get into this. And it really is interesting to learn how much it aligns too with what your experience was. Yeah, thank you, Micki, and thank you again for your service. Really, really do appreciate that.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And thank you all the veterans out there for your service in active duty military that are still serving our country. Many, many grateful thanks, millions of thanks to you.
Yep, 100% agree. Micki, thank you very much, and appreciate you being here with us.
All right, take care now.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
All right, you too.
And so there we go. Thank you, everybody, too, for being here on Fox 12 Now. Appreciate that. So if you want to share this segment, this would probably be a good one if you do know a veteran in your life or somebody who may be getting out of the service at some point and are looking for opportunities. Share this segment. You can do that on YouTube or Facebook or even through the apps, and let them take a look at that, and obviously listen to Micki and everything that she just shared right there as far as different places that they can go to. There was a lot of places, so you may need to go back through to listen to those. So some really, really good information on there. We are going to continue on the show, so if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, we do have the Fox 12 Weather Video Podcast coming up at 2 p.m. So that'll be starting up there, but we're going to be logging off of the social media channels, so we'll be back at 2, but this segment will end. That's why I encourage you to come on over to the website, kptv.com, and just watch live there, or you can go to the apps and watch live on that, because we'll continue. We've got some more things for you here in the interim as we lead up to the Fox 12 Weather Podcast, so you'll need to hop over there for that. So if you're watching on those channels, I'll be right back. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.